crying horse. Once more, she's getting up early. There's a story about that phrase, isn't there? She's not happy with GB News. Come on, what have you done?
Well, I had a call to be on at 6 a.m. the other morning. Morning before last, wasn't it? No, it was yesterday morning, that's right. And it was a story that I'd got the night before that wasn't allowed to be spoken about because it was going to be going out at 6 a.m. as the top of the hour. And I came downstairs at 5:30, all dressed and ready, all prepped, all the work done the night before, see what I was going to say. And 1 minute before, it was pulled because, and this article was about 800 children being put in illegal homes. Illegal means they're not registered with Ofsted, and the supervision is not appropriate. A lot of people are a bit dodgy that are looking after these children, and this was pulled because Jenrick had resigned. Oh dear. And when you look at what this is about, out of these children, they are they're underreported how many are going into these placements. They are very, very complex needs children. Some of them are even under school age, so they're preschool children. They're being put in caravans, flats, unregistered, all unregistered. It's completely illegal. And it's absolutely, well, the vast majority, there's a thing called the deprivation of liberty order. And about 72% of the children that are going into these illegal homes have got a DOL, a deprivation order. And
What
when
have these children done, or what have their parents done?
I don't know. I mean, they would have been taken away by social services, and of course, social services have placed them. And there's not enough placements that are registered with Ofsted. So, and of course, Ofsted would inspect, they check the DBS checks and all of that. They check it's appropriate, that it's a loving place to be in, that some of these people are very dodgy that are running them. But the difference in cost, so the unregistered illegal accommodation is costing £2,140 a day. I have no idea why, against 1,321. So you can just imagine the profit that's being made, of course, is going into the people that have the private ownership.
It's outsourcing again. They're just
Outsourcing.
the government does not care
Yeah,
how much it spends of our tax money.
exactly. And certainly doesn't care about the well-being of children.
And they're
Because
put in homes sometimes hundreds of miles away.
they are, and they're saying this has come from the Children's Commissioner, that the children with complex needs, whose local authorities have been unable to find them the appropriate placement, so they stick them in these places. It's absolutely dreadful. I mean, the quality, it says here, the quality of the placements is poor. 33 children were in placements that had each cost over 1 million. 33 million going to our homes that were not registered. Unbelievable. And it says the estimated yearly cost of unregistered placements to English local authorities, wait for it, a jaw-dropping £440 million. And much of that is private profit. And that's a cost they say the taxpayer could easily be reduced. Early intervention, it's always the same. Early intervention.
Well, look, 1,300 is excessive, in my opinion.
I mean,
Never mind.
how can it be that much to look after one child a day?
Yes.
It's insane. I mean, and it's dreadful. But some of these children are so young, and no wonder we got some of them, yes, went into activity centres to live there. Some
Yeah.
were in caravans, some were in holiday rental properties, some were in Airbnbs. I mean, unbelievable. And no checks done on whether it's appropriate. A lot of these children, preschool age, and the Children's Commissioner rightly says this is a national scandal. We wouldn't allow it if we want one of our children to be put in it, so we shouldn't be thinking that these children can go in it. And she rightly says, how can we talk about protecting and promoting the early years of a child's life if we are failing to protect the basic rights of a child's request and requirement of a safe and loving home? It is, and this is being spoken to the Children's Well-being Bill.
Oh,
I don't
really? Well,
see
look
anything.
what has happened to the days when there was provision within a county council. Why do we have to outsource it? You think to COVID, because this really hit us in the amount of money
Yes.
spent on mass
Yeah.
ventilators was
Yeah.
ridiculous. People were laughing all the way to the bank. And it
Terrible.
goes on all the time
It
through
does.
government.
It does. I mean, they haven't got, you see, the councils haven't got the provision. They haven't got the homes. Well, then find some. And again, I say spend far less money on the migrants and spend it on the people
They
in need
find the
here.
homes for the migrants, exactly that.
Exactly right. And what annoys me is this whole thing was shoved into the bin because Jenrick had resigned. Oh, who cares? Really. And I
Well,
mean, this,
politically, they are saying that this is a watershed and it's either going to break or make reform and the Tory party. I think they've over-egged it, to be
so
honest.
do I. So
And
do I.
he's not been the most reliable chappy politically, has he?
No, no. And I think I just wonder if he's a little bit of a narcissist. I wonder if he is going to cause a problem for Nigel, because I just wonder if he throws his dolly out the pram when he can't get his own way. I wonder if there's still, I really do think he thought he would be leader of the Tory party. And I think he had his nose put out of joint when Kemi got it.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, he was one of the half dozen candidates. And I think he was the only one that said, number one, get out of ECHR.
Yeah.
And then I said, he's your man.
Yeah.
And of course, they elected the lady herself,
Yeah.
and she's been performing a bit better.
She
But
has. She has.
it's not performing over the dispatch box in PMQs that we got to look at. What will she be like in power? Will
Yes.
she have the gravitas?
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, sadly, we've still got a long way to go. But this about the children, I wonder why they've pulled it. I wonder why they've pulled it. Why would they do that? And I didn't even get a phone call. I literally came downstairs at 5:30, 1 minute before. It was, oh, we've changed the program schedule. Terribly sorry. That was it.
Marilyn, it's not the first time, is it?
No, no, no.
I mean, they've got some, quite rightly so, some loyal supporters. And we've recommended them so much in the past, and I wish them well.
Mm.
But one or two things, and we've highlighted this, you think, well, that's not right. I've done some calculations. We have mentioned this before, in that we contribute to various sources to get our news. Some are free, some we pay for.
Yeah.
One of the sources, as an example, is the Telegraph.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I'm paying about a quarter as much for the Telegraph, and with great respect, GB News, they are superb.
Yes.
And
Yes.
GB News wants to charge me 4 times the
Mm.
amount.
They need to be careful. They do
yeah.
need to be careful because you can sort of push too hard and too fast and get greedy.
Yes. Well, we do wish
I'm
them
not.
well.
I'm not
They do a good
contributing.
job.
I'm not, because you can find the news. I see things that come up, and then of course you can't read it because you've got to subscribe. And I thought, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. So I hunt around and I find the information I want anyway.
From Ofsted, can we go to Ofcom and relate it to this? And Ofcom have been very cruel to many people, including ourselves in the past.
Mhm.
And they follow their DEI tactics. They were the first masters of the art, I reckon. And there have been superb presenters in the past on GB News.
Oh yes.
And they have had to leave, allegedly, because of Ofcom. Well, that's interesting. People are now saying great things about GB News, and they're taking a different line, but they caved in about Mark Steen as an example. About
you've got to look,
Mr.
yeah.
Wotton as another example.
Oh, Dan Wootton. And then you've got to look at Talk TV, Mike Graham, whose show I was on the
Yes.
other day. And he like walked away with 100,000 followers from Talk TV that he's taken with him. And I think that was a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. I mean, Darren Woodson also for GB, he was really good.
Yes. And there was Mark, of course, as well. And they've got rid of them.
But why?
Ofcom.
What were they supposed to have done wrong?
Oh, they were getting near the truth and calling
Oh,
them
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's dreadful if you think about that. What is the difference between China and Great Britain?
Mm.
If Big
Well,
Brother watching.
Mike Graham was got rid of because allegedly he had made a racist post. It wasn't. He was just telling the truth.
They can get rid of you on any
But the
pretense.
thing is, it's sort of backfired because their ratings have dropped. And Mike Graham is sort of like cruising down the river fine, thank you very much, and is doing his own show.
Well, we think we've got problems. We've mentioned names this morning. Let's mention your favourite man, Mr. Lammy. And he's involved in two things at the moment, of course, and have been going on for about 10 days. One is let's get magistrates from age 18.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, we've
Absolutely.
mentioned this in the past, but things are coming out and people are saying, oh, this is not right. Why is it not right? Well, just think of a 60-year-old granny being caught by Mr. Plod for dangerous driving, as an example. And they go before the Beak, who happens to be 18 years old. And he finds this old lady guilty of dangerous driving. And he says, 6 points on your license and you're going down for 12 months in jail, which he could easily do. Mitigating circumstances? Oh, no, I don't regard that.
I know. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. I mean, even when I was 18, I I would have considered myself too young. Or I think when you're younger, you're very black and white about things. You need some experience of life before you even start considering who's doing what and why they did it or why they might have done it. You do not have those skills at 18. It's ridiculous. Absolutely.
Why go for them? I'll tell you, it's their voting profile. That's
Oh, yeah.
where they're getting their votes from, the
Yes.
Labour Party.
Yes, yes, yes.
And the other thing, of course, is jury trials that Mr. Lamb is getting into. Now that's going to catch him out and is already catching him out.
Yes, absolutely needs to. I mean, this has been a long-standing thing going back centuries, and it's absolutely, it's wrong that you can just, and I don't see how it's going to short track it. I don't see how it's going to be any benefit to.
And who decides what's a serious case that goes?
Well, exactly right. I might think it's serious that I've had my handbag nicked. You don't know. You can't. It's very subjective, isn't it?
It is, and the other problem, of course, in all this, and some of the longest trials are because of fraud,
Yes.
embezzlement, and anything to do with company law, which is terribly difficult to deal with. And unless you're a top business person, you wouldn't have a clue about understanding. And yet you've got to reach a verdict after 6 weeks, 12 weeks, or whatever, and send somebody down. So that is the other argument.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it? There's nowhere to put these people anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Where are they going to go for goodness? They keep coming out with these laws. Where are they going to go? Where are they going to put them?
A minor impediment, yes.
But
Right.
I just think the whole thing, you cannot. I was talking to Peter Garsden when I did a show with him the other day, and I mean, I don't think any of the lawyers would be approving of this. I really don't, because it's such a tried and trusted system. We're supposed to have the greatest justice system in the world, aren't we?
Well, when we discussed this before, we mentioned the fact that judges don't arrive till 10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
have a long lunch, no doubt with the old beverages, and then they go home slightly before 4 o'clock in the
Well,
afternoon.
exactly. They could work longer days. I
Why
mean,
can't they work like the rest of us?
like
an
the rest of
8 hour
us
day?
do. Like the rest of us do. Absolutely. It's just it's crazy and it's wrong. And you can't just short track these things. You really can't, because what's going to happen is wrong decision will be made, and then people will start making appeals.
Yes, and more
And
money
then
for the lawyers.
you're going to have the problem then. You're not actually saving any time off your list or reducing the list at all because wrong decisions will be made. It's bound to happen. I mean, you've got to know all the ins and outs, haven't you, of like tried cases where somebody was actually let off back in like 1923, and all those things are in the statute books, and you've got to know all that stuff.
In many cases, case law has got to be gone into.
Absolutely right.
It's very difficult. We try and get to the truth. Not always so. Depends who's the best actor on the
Yeah,
day when
yeah,
you're looking at court cases.
yes, yes.
And there's so many series that you can see a good actor
Mm,
completely
mm.
changing the view of a jury,
Oh,
and that's the
absolutely.
truth.
It is a bit, it is a sort of a pantomime thing, really, isn't it? It's very, it is, I think, how eloquent you are. And yeah, I love watching, I love watching court dramas. I really do. My ex-husband used to say to me, I would have been a good barrister.
Right, I'm going to take up cudgels on behalf of Elon Musk because he's in the firing line every now and again for his spacecraft or whatever. And he's being criticised for getting the Tesla cars out early, which he did. They weren't screwed together as good as a German car, maybe because of that, but it did function. Uh, the latest Tesla offerings, I hear, the doors actually shut and stay shut, and there's no big gaps. So he's learned one or two lessons. But there's certain things now that are coming home to roost as a brownie point big time. He, believe it or not, has stuck up 9,000 satellites. Now, I wasn't aware of this because this is big time. Most satellites, and if you look at the dishes everywhere, are orientated to the south. For various reasons, they're not orientated to the north. But that's where he's put his satellites, 9,000 of them. Now, he's made, or somebody has made, a wrong calculation because he's got to lower the orbit of all these 9,000 satellites. It's a bit crowded up there. Don't panic, it can be done by tweaking the individual satellite from Earth, as I understand. Why I'm mentioning this, of course, this has been a real godsend to Iran. We
Oh,
would not know a thing because they've cut out all
mm,
satellite
that's right.
and terrestrial and fiber optic
Yes.
and electricity so that the truth doesn't get out. But what Ellen's done is said, you've got our Starlink, all you need is a mobile phone and it's free. Use it. Well done, him.
He
And
is a genius, isn't he?
yes,
He is weird. He's completely
well,
eccentric.
like many people are eccentric, aren't they?
He must be autistic. He has to be autistic. He's,
On
but
the spectrum, let's be kind.
definitely. But I mean, but so is Alan Turing.
Yes,
They are geniuses. It's like a superpower, really.
yes,
It
yeah,
really is.
that's
Their
all right.
brains are definitely wired differently.
Now, the other thing which we mentioned on a previous program, yesterday we mentioned this in respect of what's going to happen with Greenland and Trump. And the real truth in all this is that America has already 2 feet on the west coast of Greenland, one in the south, one in the north. And the north one is absolutely vital for protection of America. Very
Oh,
close to Canada, actually, if you look
yes,
at the
yes, it
map.
is. Yeah.
And the thing is, there are geostationary satellites around the equator that stay where they are. So you've got a
Hmm,
dish and it
hmm,
doesn't have to move around.
hmm.
And there are others that move and you catch them as they come over the poles. And they converge actually at the North Pole quite often. And if you're talking about military satellites, you've got to make sure you have your own country's satellite up there as they converge. So it's not Donald being necessarily greedy for all the chemicals and battery things that are up there in the ground and petroleum. It's the fact that he needs, in his back garden, if you wish, protection for both Canada and the US. And of course, he's bribing the Inuit tribes there. And Denmark have shot themselves in the foot here, because like Tony Blair giving all the autonomy, it's worse than this, to Wales and Scotland. And it's been nothing but problem for the rest of us, and for Wales and for Scotland. Denmark has done that with Greenland. Denmark has given lots of power to Greenland. One of the powers, they can decide if they want to jump ship to another country. So he won't be breaking international laws if he goes in there. And it's vital maybe for the whole of the West that he protects us from the Chinese, from the Russians, who are very close, surprisingly, to Greenland over the top. That's why your airplanes fly over the poles to get to California. For the same reason. Fascinating.
So the protection bit is because of all the satellites that are there, and is that what it is? Is that so the radar and everything?
Well, you've got to have ground support for satellites.
Oh, okay.
And that is vital in that part of the world. So there's a lot going on that is not often put in the tabloid press.
Not at all. It's just unbelievable. I mean, you don't even hear when these satellites are being launched, do you? I mean, where do they take off from? When are they,
Yeah, and when they say, Yarbu, Ellen, you've lost a space shuttle or whatever, well, you do. That's the nature of the game. And you start again. But of the 9,000 satellites,
that's a lot.
Only 2 have actually gone wrong. And one of those can be repaired at a distance.
I mean, those people that were stuck up
success.
There. Yeah. It is success. It is success. I mean, who was it? Which one was it? They had those astronauts up in space that got ill.
Oh, yes, they've had to bring down. One of them got ill. They brought the others down.
Can you imagine? Oh, my word. I'd be terrified.
They were 5 months into a 6-month posting, if you wish.
I can't imagine you've got to have a very mentally strong constitution, haven't you?
Yes.
I mean, they must go through all sorts of mental health assessments.
They do. I did a long interview. I know him very well, with Buzz Aldrin. Came over to Spain, yeah. And Buzz is a great guy, likes the ladies, bless him. And we had a wonderful time because we interviewed him live. And he'd just flown in from California, and he was on his 5th wife. They were both very tired, but Buzz says, no way, we'll do it. And she was falling asleep on the sofa, the interview. So she kept going like, and you could see him, his great outtake, with his sharpened elbows. Lois, wake up. Bless him. But if you cover that sort of distance on the wrong way back, if you like, then you're going to fall asleep, aren't you?
Yeah. Maybe it's the ozone layer that makes him so randy. I mean,
they are special people to enforce.
Oh, yeah, they are.
They're unique. And
no, absolutely.
He was a nice guy.
Is he still with the 5th one, or was he grooming the 6th one?
I'll lose count. I've got lots of friends that got 5 or 6 wives. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to work it out.
Bother after the 2nd one. I think I wouldn't bother. I just live with them.
No, we can't get it right. Yeah. We move on. Oh, I'll tell you what, we've got to, we go from, again, we keep saying sublime to the sublime. How about this one? I call them yuppie fires. Everybody, it's a fashion. You've got a wood-burning stove in your house and in your lounge. And to me, some of them are so ugly. Black things. Some of them puts you in the centre of the room. And there's this great big chimney going up. Come on, what's that about? And let me tell you something else. Every time when I go in lots of houses, you can smell it down the road, this wood burning stove. And what damage is doing to you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I have an open fire, and I mean, it's
Well,
lovely.
at least the chimney's there and it can go up the spout, can't it?
But I know what you mean. But they are round here with the non-smokeless and all this, that, and the other. Um, they don't like them because of the they say it's not environmentally friendly.
No, but it was sold as that. It's a green
Yes, it was,
stove.
but it's proven not to be, isn't it?
Absolutely right. Let me tell you, they found out nanoparticles
Yes, that's
escaping
right. Yes, right.
can cause cancer. It
Yeah.
certainly causes inflation, inflammation.
In-
That probably causes both. So there you go. I'll tell you, you'll like this one. Believe it or not, they've got stats now. It increases your weight. Now, don't ask me. No, they don't know why. But
Oh, that
no,
can't be right.
you can't get out of it. It's true. So, folks, get rid of the blooming stove.
Can it increase your weight?
Yeah, or go on Ozempic or something.
I'm gonna have this is my project for the weekend. I'm gonna be looking into this.
Oh my! Well, they've got a new, more powerful Ozempic, and you have to take it for over a year apparently. And everybody's going for this new type of drug. But actually, Ozempic, Trulicity, there's quite a few of them that are there for diabetics, particularly.
Yes.
They're very effective. And it has been going for 20 years.
Wow.
So it's got a bit of mileage and it is a revolutionary drug. But it's all right saying it's 20 years, but now it's out there in very big numbers. But it is Ozempic Mark II that's the long treated drug. And
I
as
don't
I
know who
say,
comes
it's
up with
3
these names.
times more powerful than the original. And well, if you are prescribed it, it is one of the safer drugs, but you can't say a drug is perfectly safe because there's always side effects.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Until you get to the aspirin that's been with us for centuries, as it were. So there's always a trade-off. So
my GP used to always say keep a pack of aspirin in your bedside drawer because if you had a heart attack, the
yes.
scarring is far less if you take a couple of aspirin. If you're suffering, get a couple of those down your
it
throat.
can have. Well, the other thing, of course, if you have a stroke,
Yes.
the worst thing you can do sometimes, depending on whether it's a blood clot or whether it's a bleed on the brain, is to take an aspirin.
Oh, right, okay.
If it's a bleed, it'll make it worse.
Oh, yeah, I suppose it would do because it's yes.
Thins the
Yes, it thins. Yes, that's right. That's right. Did you see? I think I sent it to you sent it to me. That's right. That talking about drugs. The increase in deaths in the Channel Islands after was it COVID jabs?
Yeah, we're still going into this. We will mention it. It appears to be kosher, but we've not done a full fact check on it. And the jury's still out, but it appears not to be a conspiracy thing at the moment.
Right.
And it is most fascinating and unusual. And we got our information, believe it or not, from Tasmania, from one of our
I
streams in
noticed that.
Tasmania.
Yeah.
Well, it's an island, Tasmania, south of Australia. There's a lot of actually islands that are mates, and maybe Guernsey is a mate of Tasmania.
Yes, yeah.
But they've come across some information which is a bit startling, in that you've got a situation when COVID first started, 2020-ish. Their chief medical officer said, don't go out, stop in your houses, close things down. Full stop, that's it. No mention of injections at that stage. And they had no problems with the hospitals being overcrowded. People did catch it, nearly half.
Wow.
66,000 on the island of Guernsey. So they had a good do. But I think they only registered one definite COVID death.
Gosh, Drew.
So, well, it worked. And then the bureaucrats came in. Oh dear. And they looked at other nations shutting down and giving injections, and they decided everybody's got to have an injection. Close community.
Mhm.
They finished up by having 93% of the population injected, which is
Wow.
extraordinarily high.
Yeah, yeah.
And the problems they had from that date, you wouldn't believe, in collateral damage, let's call
Yeah.
it. People started getting ill and had the most unusual symptoms. And, you hear of long COVID, that's one of them, affects you in many ways.
Yes.
And that may have something to teach us about the whole thing. Did we panic? Did we look at Big Pharma and say, oh, they've got the answer? Well, they have to make in a blooming fortune, haven't they?
I always said at the time, just do herd community stuff, let it just go do its course and then see what happens. I just thought it was stupid. I mean, I never approved of the lockdown. I thought it was crazy. And all the issues that have come off that, is it's still ongoing, really, isn't it? I mean,
It is still ongoing for many years. I've read a paper, by the way, that may encourage you with the right treatment, not drug treatment either. You can get these allegedly difficult particles out of you and get back to even from long COVID and get it out of the way. But it
yes.
has to be done under medical.
Yeah, it's homeopathy, isn't it? My God,
Well, some people believe in that,
yeah,
and it works.
I
I've been treated that way,
yeah, I
and
have.
it works.
It does work. I have. People think it's wacky and wooky, but it
I
does
don't
work.
care. It worked.
It works. It does work. We've got a lady in the village that does it, and it does work. And I think I'd use that anytime, every time. I wouldn't. But yeah, I was quite stunned by that article actually when you sent it to me. I thought, gosh, that's if that is
Well,
true,
out
then that's quite a damning
of
document.
the whole thing, from the World Health Organization's
Mm,
advice, which we know is Big Brother,
hmm.
they're all part of the WEF
Yeah.
Foundation, and Davos, and well, sometimes their advice is a bit bizarre. But I'll tell you what hit me about that report is that they did treat people not with injections during 2020, but with ivermectin and vitamin D,
Yeah.
and it had a big effect. And I've read another paper saying that ivermectin has been proved to be 65% successful in treating COVID. That's
Wow.
pretty good. And vitamin D, 75%. Makes you
Gosh.
think, doesn't it?
It does make you think. Absolutely. I mean, and also I think all these pills and their wonderful names and everything, but all these tablets, so many of them have come from plants and nature anyway. Like you look at the digitalis plant. I mean, for
Yeah,
that I mean, there are plants in the garden and around that are poisonous, but they are beneficial. And it's you look at the stuff that comes out of China that is, I mean, dare I say China, but
oh,
some of the medicines are long-standing, aren't they?
they are. And as I understand that next weekend there is a worldwide doctors' conference to discuss Guernsey. And
Oh,
I think,
really?
yes, I think out of that will come a bit more light. Let's
Where
say.
where's that being held?
Well, I've been quoted two places, one in the United Kingdom, the other one in Europe somewhere.
Oh,
Other than that, I can't tell you.
oh,
I
very
don't know.
interesting. Very interesting to see what the results of that are.
Yes. Um, the next thing, this is not conspiratorial, or is it? We mentioned last week about the windmills
Yes,
and the kill switch on a windmill
yes.
that the dear old Chinese can stop him working because they're made in China. And if they wanted to go to war, they'll kill our electricity supply. I found out that China produces loads of the new electric EV buses. that are being bought by our local authority.
All right.
And guess what? They've got a kill switch. Oh, yes. Now, you need to keep in touch with head office computer, which is what it's all about. So they buy the state of the art, whatever it is that comes out of China to make these things work. And basically, it has a kill switch, and they can turn off this communication to head office, which will stop the bus working.
Oh my word. And you know, I'm not, I mean, everything about China worries me. I mean, like that great big embassy that is being built, or I mean,
This is Keir Starmer again.
Exactly. I do not understand how you can let that happen with all these rooms and right next to our own cabling. And I mean, you're telling me they're not going to infiltrate it? Of course they are. That's the whole design, isn't it?
Well,
What is wrong with Star? I don't get. I just don't. I don't know what he
Starmer's
is. He's becoming more.
everybody's
It's
enemy.
more and more obvious and transparent that he's a Marxist, isn't it? I mean,
Oh,
absolutely
yes, yeah. I mean,
transparent.
don't forget he's going over to China in a fortnight's
Oh,
time.
is he now? Oh.
Yes, to make a trade deal and to make sure that China doesn't let us down. Don't be naive.
Trouble is, even if we get rid of him, I think someone said today, I think I read that Wes Streeting is going to put a punt in to see if he could be. But I mean, they're all useless.
Well, the bets are on with dear old Wes, who I trust personally as far as I could throw him.
Yes,
That
exactly.
he is rumoured to be the Labour Party candidate because Nigel's fed up of all these Tories leaving the Conservative Party and going on his boat. It is rumoured that Sir Keir, now it's only a rumour, is fed up of Wes because he's a real danger.
Oh yeah, well, he doesn't
He
like. I mean,
presents a lot better.
anybody that's on his coattails, he sees as a danger, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
and
That's
he
why
will
we're not
get,
having all the elections.
yes, he will get the boot, like the aforementioned gentleman, and dear old Kemi getting rid. And Sir Keir will look at Kemi's strength and say, I'll have a bit of this. Let's get rid of Wes before he gets rid of me. So we'll know next week.
Yes, that of course is possible, isn't it? Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
That's the bookies.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting to watch. He won't let anyone get close to him that's going to tip him out. But quite honestly though, I mean, even if he went, I wouldn't trust anybody else. They're all just useless.
Yes, out of his depths completely.
Completely.
We must go to my old hometown, Manchester, because it looks like the police, with all their problems, my goodness me, have they got them? And it ain't just Birmingham either.
No, no, no.
But they've decided that too many girls are being 15-year-olds groomed, being led into sex trafficking and all sorts of things. So they've had a word with Plod, they've had a word with social services, and they've had a word with probation officers, and they've decided to go into the centre of Manchester, Albert Square, where I used to work, Piccadilly. I used to work there as well. Big gardens there, and it's in these gardens that young ladies are being groomed and propositioned. And they've decided to go, those three entities, to be on the spot, on the ground, boots on the ground, to stop it happening. What a good idea.
Hmm. But it'll just spring up somewhere else.
Well,
You're not going to stop it.
all over the
I
country.
mean, it's absolutely rife up in Wall's End. I've
Yes.
had to put a complaint in this morning. I had another harrowing call with a taxi driver up there last night, and I've had to put in a report, it's a safeguarding report into Maggie Oliver Foundation this morning. It's dreadful what's going up there. It's dreadful. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So you'll say, even though it's a good idea, you'll push it somewhere else.
Absolutely. Well, somewhere else I better get their act together like Manchester. Talking about Manchester, we'll go to London if that doesn't sound too vague a link. And of course, everybody knows now, and it's true, that the Met didn't bother recruiting officers in the right way. They
Dreadful.
just took 20,000 and said, "Oh, don't do a BTS here."
Dreadful. And that black guy he had all sorts of rapes and sexual assault
Absolutely,
problems.
and
And
many
what is
others.
unbelievable. And they wonder why the public don't trust them. And also that creep, that chief constable with the weird ears, who up in Manchester, baldy man with weird, he looked like Spock, I decided last night when I was watching
Are
him.
you thinking of the lovely Craig
Yes, the lovely
Guildford?
Craig, who so slimily has retired rather than been pushed. Because by
Well, I
retiring,
mean,
he
sure he
won't.
has. So would I in 150 grand a year pension.
Yeah, but he won't get a disciplinary, will he, by
No, that's
retiring?
right.
That's what he's avoided. And he's a slime ball. He really is. And anyway, what are we doing allowing Muslims and mosques involved in our choice of police, choice of councils? What right have they got? You wouldn't do this in Pakistan.
Well, no, but that's how the various places of worship get their money. That
I know.
particular chief of police and his mates have written letters saying, "Oh, this is a good mosque. They've got grants,
Mhm.
government grants, because
I
of that
know.
letter."
I know. And I know just before the election, Starmer was funding a very big mosque. And of course, boats are votes, mosques are votes. He just loves Islam, doesn't he? And now we're going to have a law, aren't
Just
we, about what is Islamophobia? Oh, for goodness sake. What about anti-Semitism?
yes, things are in a real mess
It is a real
round and
mess.
about. And this is illustrative. And it's a simple word we've got to use, and it's called truth. Can we have the truth, please? Not the spin, not what you want to gaslight us with. We just want the simple truth.
Mm.
And it's very difficult to come by it.
And that is the strength of GB News, quite honestly. And
Yes,
I would also have said Talk TV, but it's not as big, is it? Nothing like as big. But they have got some very good researchers at GB News because they do get the breaking news bits, don't they?
they do. And they've got a particular gem with Charlie Peters in there, of
Oh,
course.
he's amazing.
Mm.
He is amazing. He's got a real career there. He's really forged a good career there. I
Yeah.
saw today, well, no, I haven't seen it. I've asked for confirmation of it from someone contacted me that the SNP has pulled back on 1.5 million pounds to do with the rape gang inquiry.
Yes.
I
Um,
can't find it, but I've asked the guy who told me, I've asked him to direct me to the info.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland, with the Wicked Witch of the North, the lovely Nicola, has been through trauma. And in her particular case, she wanted independent Scotland,
Mm.
uh, like Sir Keir Starmer, tunnel vision to what he wants, which is
Mm.
basically cultural Marxism,
Yes.
and beggar the hindmost.
Yeah.
And listen, we're running out of time. I've got one story here we must cover, and we mentioned about the dear old windmills last week in the North Sea, particularly. It comes out that one field, the biggest field in just off Scotland,
Yes.
an offshore farm, 80% of its electricity that it generates is wasted. Now, this is very serious because there are certain things called constraint payments. So your advice, well, you're as a mainline provider of these windmills, yes, China again, and local companies, even manufactured from the Isle of Wight at one stage.
Oh.
And there we go, and our old territory. And the problem is that they didn't get the infrastructure right, and they should have done. No checks and balances were made. But the only way they got the windmills built out there was to say, to whoever had it, and it's usually a foreign company, bought all these, ready to make a fortune out of Britain again. No British company, they get the French in, and they make a fortune about this. And there we are. We can't get them in unless we give them a bottom line that they're going to definitely earn money. So there they are, they're building the windmills, and constraint payments are made, and they are billions. It will reach 8 billion in 2030 to pay these companies when they have to turn the windmills off. Now, can you imagine anybody dealing in the private sector in the United Kingdom? They'd go bump.
Yeah.
If that was the case. But the foreign companies are guaranteed, whatever happens, lads, we'll pay you because of these restraint payments. So the national grid is to blame. It has got so many bottlenecks, especially in Scotland, that they can only feed so much electricity in it from a windmill. That's why they have to turn the windmill off when it's whizzing round, because it's too windy. You can't win. It's leaves on the line. It's the same old problem. The government that gets, or the Whitehall department that comes up with these great ideas, they're stuffed full of young kids out of university that know nothing about business. And they put things like this through.
Yeah.
It's criminal.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's the same with Labour Party. There's who in the Labour Party has actually ever run a business? Who's they got no experience of politics, and it's showing. That's what I say. You get rid of Starmer. Who else is there? They're all a bunch of numpties. Quite honestly, it's depressing.
Talking about Ed Miliband, I mean, do we have to talk about it? Yeah, we do. I mean, when you see him playing his guitar, back to the ears, he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit odd, doesn't he? Well, he is odd. And Andrew Bailey, less than an hour ago, came out with a lovely statement. Head of the Bank of England, he said, it's stopping our growth, all this net zero stuff. We've got to rethink about a 5-year-old, Andrew, could have told you that 5 years ago. So at least it's getting through to the bigwigs.
Well,
who we think are our leaders and know what they're doing. No, they don't. What an absurd statement. Why couldn't I repeat, do that 5 years ago?
not exactly.
So it's killing us. Never mind saving the earth. It's killing us. Killing the grannies because they can't heat the flat, the house, etc. But I tell you what, the Labour Party are good at taxing.
Oh, yes.
They do well there. Listen, we've got to go, but before we go, we always have a foodie spot or the like, and it's going to be dead simple today. Country's favourite food, apart from fish and chips, of course, is the chicken. And many people are having chicken for their Sunday roast. And a lot of people are deciding we're not going to have it at lunchtime because it breaks the day up. The kids want to go out, there's a football match, and it's a pain in the neck. Times have changed. But they're finding back having it in the evening, having an evening meal, they can perhaps, shouldn't say this, imbibe a bit more. And they can be relaxed, knowing that, they're not washing up all the afternoon and it breaks your day. So maybe it's a good idea. One of the good ideas is a traditional roast, and chicken is the favourite because it's cheap, it's very good for protein, and you can make it taste fantastic.
Oh, you can, yeah.
A very simple thing.
Yeah.
There's lots of get your own recipe. I'll give you a tip. When we first came to Spain centuries ago, every chicken was stuffed with a whole onion or cut in half,
Yeah.
a whole bulb of garlic,
Yeah.
and a big piece of lemon.
Yeah. That's right. I still do that.
Yeah, and it's what's it cost? Practically nothing. Don't know how garlic is. Does it cost anything in England? So is it?
Oh, a big whole thing of it will cost about 70p.
Oh golly, that's expensive. Good. We get in
Yeah, well,
touch
I'm talking
with
about
that.
the big ones, you know.
Yes, thanks. Oh my.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Isle of Wight garlic farm is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, the story's there. We've not time to go in
Oh,
there.
okay.
We used to film there regularly. Don't have the garlic beer. You think, oh, that's unusual. Oh, it's right. So, a quick tip for something different apart from stuffing the bird with that, and that is 20 minutes before. Well, stick it in an oven. I'm talking about a kilo and a half bird, for an hour and a quarter, 190 degrees centigrade, whether it be a air fryer, or conventional oven, put your fan on. That does help. And 20 minutes before, stick a pan on the cooker and put some wine in it, or muscatel. Now, that's very sweet, but it works. Wine. It's quite strong, actually, 15, 70% volume. But it burns off in the cooking process. So before it gets to boiling, take it off and pour it round the chicken
Nice.
together with black seedless grapes.
Really?
Yes, and pour a little bit over the chicken, but mainly around the chicken. It's gorgeous.
Oh, let's try
And
that.
that's so simple to do.
Try that. Let's try that.
But stick
Okay.
in your own herbs and spices. Make your own menu and recipe. And there you go. That's
There you
it.
go. Yum,
Tip for me,
yum.
gang. Well, listen, we've got so much to discuss. I've got 6 pages here, and we've not even done one. And there's some juicy stuff. So
God.
we'll see you early next
See
week.
you early next week. Yeah. Have a good weekend. Bye.